The Tacoma Police Department came under new leadership in January of this year when Avery became the new police chief. He had been with the Dallas Police Department as the Assistant Chief of Police for the Investigations Bureau, and we're lucky to be able to speak with him for a few minutes. Chief Moore, thank you for being with us today. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, and thank you for such a warm welcome.
Very welcome. So can you tell us, what was your first impression of the Tacoma Police Department?
You know, my first impression was just excitement, not only for the department, but for the city. You know, when you're coming from 2,000 miles away, how you're received is important. My officers here received me with open arms, very warm, as did the city. So just impressed with their professionalism, with their dedication to serving the citizens, the residents of Tacoma. So just couldn't be more pleased with, again, their attitudes, their dispositions, and their overall dedication and commitment to this city.
Yes, that's awesome. I know this next question is on many people's minds, but do you have enough police officers?
You know, that's one of those questions that you could actually ask probably any chief in the country, and the answer would be no. You know, we're never going to turn down officers because our plans are usually pretty fluid and scalable, but we are short here in Tacoma. I think we're short around 55. We're being aggressive in our recruiting efforts. We've had some success in actually hiring people who want to join the police department, whether it's from a novice, someone who has no experience at all, or even lateral. So currently, I think we have about 17 to 19 fresh new recruits in the academy. So we're excited, we're making ground.
Yes.
And we're going to continue to be aggressive in that space.
Yes. So the department uses a community policing model. Do you plan on sticking with that?
Absolutely. We're going to enhance it. That is my platform. I believe in community policing. I've spoken on it in great detail, pretty much everywhere I've spoke, actually. I believe in it. I think without question that if we're really going to have an impact as it relates to quality of life, as it relates to crime reduction, we're going to have to accept the responsibility of working together as one family, one team. So absolutely, we're going to enhance it as we grow this police department. I would love to be able to enhance our CLO program. They do a tremendous job in the community. So absolutely, we're going to stick with that model and enhance it to make it much, much better and really, really emphasize relationship and partnership.
Yes. So Chief, how is the department responding to the rising crime rate, and what suggestions do you have for the community? How can we help? What can we do?
You know, I just laid out, I believe it was Tuesday, what our crime plan is going to look like when it's completed. That final version will be early part of June. In the interim, we've been more visible. So we'd like the residents of Tacoma to know that we've heard them. And not only have we heard them, we're actually taking action. So we're being more visible in those designated hotspot areas, and we'll continue to be so. As the plan comes out, the primary emphasis is high visibility and exactly what that looks like. Again, I've gone through the details of it, so don't want to rehash all of that. But I'm really happy about what we can do in this great city of Tacoma.
Yes. And what can you tell us about any of the comprehensive crime plan?
Again, the primary focus is high visibility. What's that going to look like is this. The crime plan will identify grids. A grid is defined as about 330 feet by 330 feet, roughly about a football field. So really specific geographic areas. The data will dictate that and tell us exactly where we're going to be, how many grids we're going to have, et cetera. And then from that perspective, it will identify the days that we have the heaviest call load, the day that we have the heaviest crime, down to the hour. And then we will respond down to that hour level with high visibility. Again, what that will look like is an officer squad car will be there. He will have his overhead lights on, just let that grid area, if you will, know that he's in the area. He's approachable or she's approachable. They'll have the opportunity to get out of the car and really engage on that professional relationship perspective.
Awesome. And lastly, Chief, what can you tell us about your plans for your leadership team?
You know, my plans for my leadership team are going well. You know, I'm bringing in some talent from outside. I've already promoted some talent internally. I've promoted a deputy chief who was here as a captain to assistant chief. So we've done some movement. But again, I'm bringing some talent from the outside that I have working experience with that I think will be very vital to what we want to accomplish here in Tacoma.
Well, Chief Moore, thank you again for taking the time out of your busy day to share with us some insight and give some really great suggestions on community and policing. And we look forward to having you on Tacoma Report soon for another update. But again, thanks again for taking the time to share with us.
Thank you for the invitation. It's my pleasure.